Good morning, all. How are you? I hope everybody is safe at home. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Pallavi, Assistant Professor of Management. Today, we are going to discuss one more concept of research methodology, that is types of research. Okay. How many types of research are there? These types, when you understand the types of research methodology, we'll understand that these type are going to help us in, understanding what type of topic we are choosing and what is our nature of our topic and which topic we have to, for which topic we have, which type of research we have to use. Okay, let us start with that. So, topic is types of research. Let us begin the session. Okay. So types of research, we have total types of research in the research methodology. Those are 11 types. Okay, here I have explained 11 types of research, which we can apply to our study. Okay, first one is applied research, fundamental research, statistic research, descriptive research, explanatory research, and predictive research, analytical research, quantitative research, qualitative research, conceptual research, empirical research. Okay. So first we are going to start with what is applied research. Okay. So applied research uses the existing knowledge. Okay. Why it uses the existing knowledge? To give the solution to the problem or set of problem. It does not directly give the solutions to the problem, but it will aid. It will aid to get the solution to the problem. Okay, it uses the existing knowledge. Okay, this applied research is a scientific method which will be used in all the areas like, say for example, health sector is there, or education sector is there, business is there, medicine is there, so, or technology is there. This applied research is a scientific method which uses the existing knowledge, like psychology is there, for example. So if you want to study the child psychology of why the child is becoming, why the child has went to depression. So there is an existing knowledge to study the depression methods, right? So that's why this applied research is applicable to study that why this child has went to depression. So applied research explains that use the existing knowledge and you get help with the different models and methods or theories which are available and get to the solution to the problem. Okay. So it is applicable to solve a specific problem or any practical issues or about any individual or group. Okay. Going to the next type of research, fundamental research. Okay. Fundamental research is also called as pure research or basic research. Okay. Fundamental means basic research. Okay. This research is an extended boundary of knowledge in a given area. Okay, means this research is primarily focused on advancement of knowledge. Means if you know something about the given topic or given study, you know something about it, but you want to know more about it. Okay, you're getting more information, collecting more data, or getting to know, acquiring more knowledge about the particular given study or a topic or a problem. So that is called as fundamental research. Okay, it is like how you study for your examination. You already have a notes, you already have attended classes, but you want more to improve your knowledge. Means you will go to question banks, or you will search in a different available sources for your study material for the particular subject. So fundamental research is basic research or a pure research where we try to advance our knowledge or acquire more knowledge about the particular given situation or a topic or a problem. Okay, it improves the understanding. Why we do this? Fundamental research is required. See, every problem to or every topic which is under study, or every problem under study, we have to do the fundamental research to get to know about more about the particular thing. So from fundamental research, we will understand the our problem which is under study. Okay. Next type of research is futuristic research. Future, okay, it's about future. Futuristic research. See, here don't get confused. Future does not says that it is forecast. Okay, forecast is different, future is different. Okay, in forecast we predict and we can definitely tell that this is going to happen according to the our past experience or past records which we have. But future research is systematic study. It says the possible events. Okay, it says about the possible future events or circumstances. Okay, it includes the analysis of how conditions might change as a result of implementation of any policies or action. If in your business, if you take an example of your business, okay, if you want to make some HR policy related to giving insurance to say for example giving insurance to health insurance to your blue collar employees. So this is the policy you are making, okay, and you are implementing that policy. So what consequences will happen or might happen if you undertake this policy? Predicting that policy is called as future research. So you're assuming, okay, you're assuming the future possible events. Maybe for giving health insurance to blue collar employees would make attendance, okay, improved or productivity improved. You're predicting it, okay, productivity improved, but you can't say that surely, okay, like how we say in the forecast that we set the certain trend, okay, after seeing that, okay, definitely the trend of this year will go like this because depending upon the past data or past experience what we have. But in future research, we are assuming or we are thinking that this possibly happen or this might happen in the future if we take some policies or actions. Okay, I hope you're getting my point. Next one is descriptive research. Okay, as the name itself says that it is about the describing the given phenomena or given topic or given subject under the study. Okay, it is fact finding inquiries. I'll give an example from that you will understand. Okay, say for example you want to know the buying behavior of women towards electronic goods. Okay, so this is the study which is under study. So you want to study the buying behavior of women towards the e-goods, okay, or e-products. So now you want to describe the factors related to electronic goods and the women consumers or women buyers. Okay, so whatever the study which is we are doing, you want to describe like who, women buyers, what, electronic goods, when I have not mentioned, towards e-goods, during, for example, during 2000, during year 2020. Okay, and how, okay, if they are buying, how they are buying, and how we are going to study this. So this is about the descriptive research. So descriptive research is fact finding inquiries of different kinds like what, when, how, where, all those things. If you are studying about the given problem, means that is descriptive research. So here researcher attempt to describe or define a subject, okay, not to find the solution to the problem. What he is doing, he is describing the situation or defining the situation or a subject. Okay, so how he'll do? By creating profile or people or events groups. Okay, so this is about descriptive research. So purpose of descriptive research is to what it is there exactly, already what is there. So we are describing that. We are not, predicting, or we are not assuming here anything. So we are describing the existing things. That is, this is how the things are there. This is how, who, what, when, and how we are going to explain about the given problem or given subject under the study. Next is explanatory research. So it is similar to the descriptive research, but it is little bit lesser than the descriptive research, we can say. In descriptive research, we consider in-depth description of the given problem. In explanatory research, what it goes beyond, means descriptive research is lesser than the explanatory research. So what it says is description, it goes beyond the description, and it attempts to explain the reason of the phenomena. Okay, so for example, employee attendance is lesser in the month of November. Okay. So this is what the problem under study. Now, if you want to describe this problem, then we will say that employees, we know who, we know when, November, we know what, attendance is lesser. This is describing, right? But in explanatory research, we will say that attendance is lesser. Okay, we have described it. And whose attendance? Employees' attendance. And in which, how, when? It is in November. But in explanatory research, why this could be happen? Okay, why the attendance might have been less in the month of November. I may give a general statement. In India, it might be because it is a month of Diwali. Okay, that's why they might have taken leaves, or any other reasons they might have been absent. Okay, so this gives, it will try to explains the reasons for the phenomena, why attendance is lesser, tries to get the information related to the what has happened, and it will give the explanation about your why employees are absent. Okay, next kind of research is predictive research. Students, I here want to explain, tell you clearly that predictive research is different from future research, and predictive research as two different things. Okay, this is different, this is different. Okay, predictive research is something like forecasting. Okay, I said while saying in the future research, forecasting and future research are different. Okay, but predictive research is similar to the forecasting. So why it is plausible explanation for an event. Okay, it gives the plausible explanation for the event after it has occurred. Okay, like sales. Okay, sales is reduced year 1, year 2. Okay, this is sales. Now your sales was here, but it is reduced to here. Okay, so it will give an explanation why it has happened. Okay, maybe I'll tell the income of the people has decreased in year 2020 because of pandemic. Okay, so this gives an explanation that possible event why it might happen. So this is about 2020. It is compared to 2019 to 2020. Now, can we predict it for 2021? Okay, for 2021, this is 19, this is 20, this is 21. Now we know the reason that because of pandemic, the situation, income of a people has reduced. That's why the sales of particular product is also reduced. So in 2019 it was here, 2020 it was here. We know that the pandemic exists in 2021 also. So the graph should go like this, or trend should come like this, right? So we know that the possible reason. So that is why we predict that the research will predict that why, with giving explanation that the sales are going to decrease. Okay, which is theory, which gives an explanation for particular thing why it is happening. Okay, like decrease of sales. Okay. So in business, prediction is very important to take certain decisions, right? Next, analytical research. We use this analytical research very oftenly in scientific research. Okay, so analytical research uses the facts, information which is already available. Okay, analytical research uses the facts or information which is already available and analyze that information and evaluate those information or the data which is available. It does not go to collect new data or new information. Analytical research uses the current data which is already available or collected data with you, and it try to analyze it and critically evaluate why it has happened. Say for example, here I have given why value of the Japanese yen has reduced against major world currencies such as euros, US dollars and British pound. Okay, so why? So it will critically analyze why Japanese yen has reduced against this, other hard currencies of the world. Okay, so the study attempt to explain the complex phenomena. It might be for this particular 2 years pandemic might be one reason. Okay, other GNP, GDP of the particular company, per capita of the particular Japan, and fuel, all this export, imports, all this might have been the reasons. Okay, so it will analytical research will uses the data which is already happened for the past 2 years, and it will collect it. After collecting it, what it will do, there is a collected data, there is a collected data. That existing data it will use and it will analyze and empirically evaluate the things, critically evaluate the things, and it will come to it will give a hint to solve the problems. Okay, it will explain why the N has decreased, its reduced its value against other hard currencies. Next one is quantitative research. Okay, you might have studied these subjects in your previous semesters like quantitative analysis or quantitative techniques. What you have studied? You have studied arithmetic mean, geometric mean, correlation, regression. So this quantitative research says about the numbers. Okay, so numbers are measurable, which can be measurable in numbers. Okay. It's about quantity. Okay, it's about quantity. So when we are talking about quantitative research, it is all about numbers. Okay, it's all about numbers. So it's measurement of quantity, or we can measure in terms of any number. Okay. Quantity means your number. Okay, so for example, production of, okay, say for example, take cameras 2020, 2021. Okay, let us take 2019 as well. So it is like some 80 million, it is like some 82 million, it is like somewhere 78 million. So this is a data which is available year wise. Okay, year production. Okay. So this is like quantitative research. When you're you're collecting the data which are in quantitative or measurable in numbers, and you're proving or something, you're analyzing that data with the use of these numbers, that is called as quantitative research. The second one is qualitative research. Qualitative research is opposite of quantitative research. The phenomena which are not expressible in numbers or not expressible in the quantity. Okay, the phenomena are the subject which are not expressible in quantity or in numbers. Say for example, which are those? You can say that behavior of people, or taste, okay, of consumers, or you can say the cultural effect on buying behavior. So these type of topics where we want to measure the attitude or behavior of the people, then it is called as qualitative research. Okay, so qualitative research tries to understand the desires by using like in-depth interviews, or there are some methods to collect such kind of data, like we have attitudinal scales, and we conduct some kind of sentence completion. Okay, what word he'll put in the sentence or he or she put, according to that we'll decide that this person has a certain type of behavior or attitude or storytelling, okay, or projective techniques. These are the different methods to understand or collect the data for qualitative research. Okay, so attitude or opinion research are example for qualitative research. Okay, it is up to know about the how people will feel or what they think. Okay, uh, for that we use the qualitative research. Okay, so it is not collected in form of numbers, but it is collected in form of quality. It is attitude, behavior, or it's about the opinion or the feelings of the people, which is collected through various methods which are available. Okay, next one is conceptual research. Conceptual research is something like what we already have, so we are going through those theories or philosophies or already available materials, okay, to develop new kind of concept, that is called as conceptual research. So for example, motivational theory, we have many motivational theories, like there are two-factor theory, Herzberg two-factor theory, Maslow's theory, right? X and Y theory. There are many theories. You want to develop new motivational theories means you go to the concepts which are already developed and you study these concepts. It's just like a literature review. So what you'll do, you study these different concepts and you will come with your new concept. Okay, after studying the various concepts which already existed, okay, you are critically evaluating and analyzing through these different concepts, you will arrive at the new concept, that is called as conceptual research. Okay, then comes the empirical research. Empirical here means evidence. Okay, the research which we have the evidence. I was telling you in the previous classes that if you want to study the attendance pattern in college, okay, what would be your, how you will do? You go and collect attendance of each class, attendance records of each class, and you study that which day, in which week or which month attendance pattern is less or more like that. So what is the evidence here? Your attendance record is the evidence here. So in empirical research, we take the variables, certain variables, okay, how these variables affect on the other variables, which will be studied with the proof. Okay, we'll take the example of again supply, production and supply. Okay, if you want to increase the supply means production should also be increased. Okay, so if you want to increase supply means you want to increase your production. Okay, so this relationship, what you will do, you will study with an evidence, like you study with the evidence, like if I want to supply more to my distributors or retailers, the production should increase, then only the sales will also increase. So you have an evidence of increase of sales is depending upon the increase of supply. Increase of supply is depending upon the increase of production, right? So you have a collected data, or else you collect the data through questionnaire, and that questionnaire is available with you as a evidence, right? So the most scientific research are, empirical researchers. This empirical research is a big hit in the research industry. Okay, so all the researchers are expected to be empirical. Whatever we are talking, that should be provided with evidence. Okay, if you provide with evidence, then that could that is considered as a serious result. Okay, if you are just saying this has happened because of this without any evidence, nobody will believe. Okay, research would be considered powerful research only which is proved through evidence, which is evidence might be your lab experiments or your collected data through questionnaire or your old records or your statements. So that could be a work as evidence to the research. Okay, so empirical research will always help in assuming the result or suggestion of result, or we call it as a hypothesis, right? This is about your types of research. We have studied 11 types of research. Okay, how we have to select the research type, whether we have to select the applied research or empirical research or descriptive research or any other research, how we have to decide it according to the what is the scope of my research and what is the limitation which is with the researcher, or what is the nature of the problem, depending upon which we will select the type of the research. Okay, so this is about types of research. Thank you for listening to me. Please subscribe my YouTube channel if you have not done it. And this is signing off, Pallavi, Assistant Professor of Management. Have a safe day.